Hi, how's it going? This is a video showing how I set up Python 2 and 3 virtual environments and a general workflow for working with Python tools for working with fonts and typography stuff. Okay, so say you want to use some tools like there's font tools or Google Fonts tools. Um, And for a thing like Google Fonts tools, it works with both Python 2 or 3. So you might want to have a Python 2 installation and a Python 3 installation. And you want to be able to access these tools globally across your whole system, but you also want to have kind of a disposable workplace that you can throw away and make mistakes in that isn't your system Python installation. So from your root directory, you could make a directory called VNVs. Okay, so now you're in this directory. Let's see. And to make a Python 3 virtual environment, you can just do Python 3, M for module, VENV, and then we want to name it something. So let's name it Type Tools Py 3. That's pretty descriptive. All right. So we run that. Takes a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so now we have this virtual environment. We can activate that with source type tools bin activate. And then you'll see now we're in the type tools Py3 VNV. You can do pip list. That lets you know what you have installed. Let's just upgrade pip because it's asking us to. Okay, so now you see this is what we have installed. So you could take something like GFTools, clone it. Let's see, copy that. And let's go, so we're in our VNV folder. Let's make a source folder. CD into the source folder and git clone GFTools. And so you can see like my shell is telling me that I'm still in the Python virtual environment. I can cd, let's see, cd into GFTools. And so now to install this in the virtual environment, I can do pip install e dash e for editable mode, and dot for just like that directory is the directory where we find all our install stuff in. Okay, so now, let's see, looks like we have GFTools installed. So from here we can hit enter deactivate, and that will deactivate the virtual environment. So now we're outside of the virtual environment. Let's see. So from here, if we do, to reactivate it, we would have to do the source thing again. Another way to do this we could just enter the global path. So now we're back in. And entering the global path is going to come in handy later because we're going to make shell aliases to launch this. So first, let's okay. So now let's deactivate. Oh wait. So we do pip list. So now you can see we've got all this stuff installed. So these are all the dependencies for GFTools, plus GFTools installed as an editable install. So we can make updates to the things in the source directory. Those updates will take place without us having to reinstall. Now, so there's some GFTools things that only work with Python 2. So we're going to want to deactivate this, and we're going to want to make one called type tools py2. So now we have our source, type tools py2, type tools py3, and we can activate this in a similar way. Type tools py2, bin, and activate. And you'll see now we're in a Python 2 virtual environment. And we can cd into the source, cd into GFTools, and pip install e-dot. And so now we have GFTools installed in editable mode for Python 2 and Python 3, and these are available globally all over our system from wherever we are, as long as we're in this virtual environment. Now, the one remaining problem is it's a little bit awkward to like activate these virtual environments. So let's make a new window. And so what we're going to want to do is just make like a simple shell alias for launching these. So let's do zsh.rc. And so this is I'm using ZSH, but if you're using bash, you might have something similar. I think it's like bashrc. So anyway, let's make, so what were these commands we entered to activate these virtual environments? So let's say, let's make an alias, and let's call it, should we just do, let's be simple, like type2 and type py2, no, let's just call it the same thing. Type tools Pi2. No, let's keep it simple. Let's do TT Pi2 equals source, and starting from the root, oops, venvs bin activate, and let's make another one, TT Pi3 source venv. So you can see like this is really kind of simple. So you just, from anywhere, you can just enter TT Pi2, TT Pi3. That launches the virtual environment. It doesn't matter where you are. And it just works. Okay, so let's right quit, exit out of that. Let's new window. Let's relaunch that. And let's see. Okay, so now from wherever we are, like say we're in the type directory, we could just do TT Pi3, and now we're in type tools Pi3. And deactivate, and we'll do TT Pi2, and we're in type tools Pi2. And that's it. So that's a basic walkthrough of how I set up virtual environments for both Python 2 and 3. All right, well, thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.